Yeah. You know, the message is, if somebody wanna treat you like an enemy, be an enemy, do enemy like shit, then you gonna treat them like an enemy. You wanna be an enemy, I'm gonna treat you like an enemy. You wanna be opposition to me, then I'm gonna treat you like you opposition to me. It's like literally like, would you be hanging out with your enemy intentionally, purposely? Like, would you just be hanging out with your enemy? You know? So that's what it's giving. That's definitely what it's giving. If they want to treat you like an enemy, you're gonna treat them like an enemy. Doesn't matter if it's family. Doesn't matter if it was once a friend, once a best friend, once a very close friend, someone exclusive to you. It don't matter. It don't matter. If they all of a sudden want to treat you like an enemy, if they all of a sudden want to treat you like, like you the op, or if they want to act like an op with you, you're going to treat them like they're an op. Like, this is something to take serious. This is something we should be taking serious. You get what I'm saying? Just like any other contest, if there's something involving an enemy, someone who is opposing you, or, some type of antagonist, you're going to take precaution. You're going to strategize. You're going to, not possibly be or share the same environment with this individuals. Like, you're going to avoid them and, things like that. And yeah, if somebody is making you feel like, or they're doing things to you that an enemy, or, they're being mean to you, nasty to you, cold, harsh, at any given time, out of nowhere, you should automatically get into an energy, fight or flight or whatever, but get into an energy, a primitive energy, like, hey, like, this is dangerous. Like, this is dangerous. And you know what? Unfortunately, whether it was just for a moment or not, like, when you think about animals defending themselves out there and shit, their defense mechanisms and all the many different ways that they have them, like porcupines and all type of shit, like, you can get fucked up. You could get fucked up. A skunk, like, just, you could get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just being on some flaw sheets in the animal kingdom. So, same thing. Same thing. It doesn't matter if it was for a month. Okay, be prepared for consequences. Be prepared for consequences. It's that simple. Be prepared for that person's defense mechanism. Be prepared for that. You can sit there, you can play stupid, you can play oblivious, you could, do masked provocation. You could provoke a person, in an obscured way, or in a way that other people don't really know about it. You could do all of that. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, like, whatever that valid as defense mechanism may be prepared for that. Be prepared for that. And unfortunately, there are even individuals who plot on, who hope for some type of reaction, or a reactive response that promotes a false narrative that they've created of you. Okay, that's, okay, cool. Be prepared for you manifesting a defense mechanism of that person. I don't give a fuck what you think it may or could be, or if you think it's gonna, filter into this narrative based on, I don't know, past experiences with others. That's a basic way of thinking. I find that very basic, to assume that because it happened with several individuals, even with those 7 individuals, I find it very basic to assume that, damn, like, so it's just, they're just all going to do the same thing. Cool. Maybe you're not wrong. But it's giving like, damn, what's up with your discernment? What's up with your wisdom? Like, is there actually wisdom there? So you have knowledge of what you've seen from past experiences, but you haven't really, there hasn't really been any wisdom derived from that. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if there was, then wouldn't there also be discernment? Wouldn't there also be discernment if wisdom is present? I mean, they go hand in hand to me. Here's the thing. When the divine speaks on knowledge biblically, there's like 2 main ways that knowledge is recognized, okay, and expressed. One way is, my people died due to lack of knowledge. Another way is how the more knowledge you gain basically creates more suffering, right? Understanding that there's also a variety of ways that manifests. That's all valid. Like, I don't know, the more suffering that a person has because of, them having obtained so much knowledge about a thing. Okay, so boom, let's say you have the knowledge of some type of secret or confession that you should be confessing to an innocent party, where you obscuring the truth is creating some type of internal turmoil for that innocent person, right? So, within you creating suffering for that person by withholding knowledge that you've obtained or that you have, it creates suffering for you, for the simple fact that you reap what you sow, and you're going to be under judgment and have to, pay karma for harming an innocent person with the knowledge you chose not to present. So, yeah. If truth is a double-edged sword, what is deception? Damn. Ain't that interesting? If truth is a double-edged sword, then what is deception? Can we say that truth is, deception is one-sided? Absolutely. And there's different ways we can look at it. We can look at it, in terms of that deception cutting someone or harming one party. You get what I'm saying? Like, at the hands of the other person. On the side of the sword where there's no, And we could also say, okay, even if it quote unquote frees up that person who's, or let's say, it cuts one person off. It's just something one-sided about it. You get what I'm saying? Let's say that's somebody ghosting someone, right? there's some type of deception or, you know, some type of betrayal unnecessarily. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I was being aware of my surroundings. That's why I had paused like that. And that's another thing, too. Awareness of your fucking surroundings. All of your surroundings. And mind, body, and soul. Surroundings and environments. Awareness, like... Oh, my God. But, yeah. Awareness. Even if ultimately somebody is being manipulated or influenced to be an enemy or enemy-like to you, at the end of the day, in the moment where they allow that to manifest through their person, their vessel, we must treat them as so. We must treat them as an enemy. We must treat them as an opposer. Okay? Because it's one thing to have a disagreement. Okay? It's another thing to have a disagreement and there's words or actions being used on some like fuck you type shit, like just disrespectful. Like you don't even matter, like they don't even know you anymore type shit. Like they prepared to like lose you forever type shit. Like the type of shit they're saying and doing. But if somebody is trying to if somebody's trying to stand firm in that energy, bro, and still being mean, still being harsh, still being cold, selfish, whatever, fake, damn, that's a big one. I should have been said that. But yes, if they're being fake as fuck, like, yeah, I mean, they're going to be viewed as fake as fuck until they prove themselves otherwise. Like, that's just how it's going to go. Especially if they're not trying to correct or mend the situation. Okay, well, you're just fake as fuck then. Okay, boom, you're fake. You're not going to clear things up. Okay, bet. I guess you're a liar. You're deceptive. You're selfish. You're an asshole. You're mean. Like, you're a bully. Okay, bet. I can accept that you're a bully. I can accept that y'all bully people in groups. I can accept that. I can accept that this is your current identity, or rather, the identity you've chosen to express to me. This is the impression that you chose to disclose to me. So great. This is how I perceive you. Thanks. You're a bully. You're emotionally incompetent. You're basic thinking. You're basic minding. You're basic minded. You're mindless. You're senseless. You're useless. Sheesh. You're a nuisance. Like, you're petty. You're a mean girl. Like, for nothing. Like, for vain reasons. Like, what the? You're basic. That's some basic ass shit. That shit is so basic, bro. No person with true royalty, such as like divine energy within them, is impressed by that fake superficial shit. It's like, damn, do the carpet match the drapes type shit? Like, damn, like, does the outer match the inner? You know what I'm saying? Are you just as pristine? Are you just as modest or whatever the fuck on the inside? Is it skin deep? Or can't you just take it off? Like, what the fuck? But I've never liked fake ass. Like, who the fuck likes, what person with sense actually likes fake ass people, bro? Superficial ass people, bro. Basic ass people, bro. People who put their self-worth solely on external things or their clothes and shit. What? Like, who can sit around motherfuckers who talk about nothing? I feel like you can have cordial, casual conversation for a butt so fucking long, bro. For a butt so fucking long, it has to make up a percentage of the conversation. But there needs to be another percentage where there's some type of sound counsel. There's some type of, like, I don't know, like, evolutionary ascending type of conversation, some type of wit thrown in there, wittiness, banter, I don't know, like, but damn, intelligence expressed in many ways, including through interaction and conversation and communication and fucking awareness of the world and the reality. Oh, not around you, but not just around you, but internally. Your internal world and the internal worlds of others. What the fuck? What? Niggas just be like, motherfuckers might as well just be high out their mind, bro. Cause people just be aimlessly out here just feeling like a vain pursuit is their destiny. A vain pursuit is their purpose. Like, what? You're stupid. Damn. You're stupid. You are currently being stupid as hell. God forgive me. That's not right. Let me not call people stupid. Okay? You're unevolved. You're unevolved. And you're not self-actualized. I think that's a better way to say that. Right? Sheesh. I'm in here going off. Cause what in the world, bro? What in the world, bro? I'm saying though, like, what in the world? Many men wish death on me. That's the energy or something? Like, what the fuck? Bad, bro. I know what be crazy about these betrayals. It's how you ain't got no choice but to go through the betrayal, bro, and that shit make you tougher, even when you don't want to do the shit. But you don't have no choice. You don't have no choice because you're not weak-spirited like people want to prove you to be. You're not weak-spirited. You're not weak-spirited. Even when you feel weak-minded or weak-bodied, okay? Or your emotional body feels weak. Like, you're not weak-spirited. Like, at the core. Period. So just like Job, you gonna talk your shit. Like, you feel me? You gonna say things like when you're so much in your flesh because your spirit may be, kind of confused. There may be some level of confusion, in your emotional world, in your mental world, in your physical world. But at your core, you're gonna have your prodigal son's moment. That's how we're wired as a chosen being. That is literally how we're wired. God tells us how we're wired throughout the Bible. God tells us how we're wired throughout the Bible. Think about when Yeshua was in the desert, was in the wilderness, or think about that and how he was tempted. He was tempted by the devil to feel like he was missing out on some shit, right? Or he was missing out, being left out, isolated from, all the fame and all the glory and all the riches and all the pleasures that he could possibly overindulge in. You know what I'm saying? Like, why isolate and separate yourself because the divine, the most high God told you to? You get what I'm saying? You out here, you hungry. Like, so you gonna let yourself be separated by God to the point that you hungry, like you going without stuff that you like, that you enjoy. You get what I'm saying? Or that you used to enjoy. Dang, like, for what? For what? Like, to gain something? Like, you're doing this to gain something like grand from the divine? You're just gonna go without because he's separating you? For what? Man, I can give you all this shit and then some. All this stuff that will please all of your senses, bro. I hear your stomach. I hear your stomach. You're hungry, man. You don't have to be hungry to be rewarded. I can reward you right now. Just bow down to me. Just bow down to me. Feel me? Is that simple? Bow down to me and denounce God. Denounce your own, your father. That's it. Hmm. It's like literally baiting people into bondage. It's an illusion. It's an illusion because there's no mention of internal wealth, internal contentment, internal joy, and stability, safety, security, assurance. You know, he only offers things of the flesh, nothing else. Only things that will please the flesh. That's what Satan offered Yeshua. And he was banking on him being impulsive off the fact that he was hungry at the time. Like, he already doing something different that's really outside of him. You know what I'm saying? Or not even outside of him, but it's different. It was a different part of his journey. He was being separated. Mind you, this man was being targeted by people after doing good things for them. He was doing good things for people and somehow still got targeted, ambushed, and plotted on, betrayed, set up, right? So in that time of separation, like, he also had to be still with God to gain the understanding. Okay, boom. You have the knowledge. You have the knowledge of what was done to you, what you did that led to it, or whatever, that provoked it. You have that knowledge, but you don't have the full understanding yet. You don't have the full scope. That's a part of the separation, right? You being separated by God as well. To gather the understanding and the enlightenment, the awakening. So, so in doing that though, there would be distractions sent to you that basically go after like the things that you're going without for the most part. Target you there, you know, where your flesh is quote unquote weak, or your emotional self is weak at the time. But you know, the way, so fasting. Why is fasting significant? All right? Because mind you, while he was in the desert, he was also fasting. He was fasting from everything. Okay? He wasn't just fasting from food and shit. He was also fasting from people. He was fasting from people. He was fasting from objects, substances. He was fasting from everything. Everything. That is another key point. There is another key point, okay, in this story. With that being said, when the devil tempted him, he was so clear and uncontrolled by anything put in this world that could possibly control our will or influence our will, even against ourselves. Okay? That's the price that comes with having, you know, our flesh, right? So because he was not consuming or, you know, taking in anything, people, so opinions, suggestions, or just picking up, adopting people's frequency or energy from proximity, nothing, right? So when the devil tried to tempt him, you know, he was very sharp and clear-minded, you know, and saw for what it was, and, you know, said what he said, basically rejected the offer, and also gave Satan some wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Man should not live on bread alone, but by every word of God. God, y'all, our world is just so intentional. We're so intentional, even when we're unintentional. And the reason I say that is because the fact that we associate bread with money and finances as well. Okay? Man should not live on bread alone, but by every word of God. So, let's have a very real, authentic moment right here, right? Bet Yeshua was completely sober from every fucking thing in that moment. Mind you, how more sharp and precise he was with seeing through the illusion of what was being offered to him and thus rejecting it and speaking against it, rebuking it, whatever, but speaking life, okay? Return to sender, nigga, type shit. You know, we like to kind of tiptoe, some of us, or throughout our journey, we like to tiptoe to cope and get through these very hard challenges and stuff that we experience. Like, from dealings with these people or being in certain places and environments, indulging in certain things, whatever the case may be, right? So let's say, you know, you smoke some weed, you know, have a little sip of alcohol or some wine, or you know, you listening to, you know, music or whatever, or you love to vent, you know, to certain people, you know, that you know, been rocking with, even if this person or this particular person toxic as hell, or you know, they always speaking from a place of trauma, you know what I'm saying? Like, are they hot girl, hot boy type shit, you know? So when spirit, or when our inner spirit, when the divine be dealing with us, our intuition, our discernment, you know, there's that can serve as a blockage to a degree, or veil, some type of obstruction to your intuition and discernment, you know, any of those things that otherwise, if you have fasted from all that stuff, you would be more clear, you know, instead of being more susceptible to confusion about your intuition and your discernment, or about you getting messages, divine messages, or about demonic thoughts or projections or spell work or black magic that's being casted or conjured or projected towards you, that you're not as quick or sharp or precise in cutting it through and releasing whatever, for the simple fact that there is something that you're indulging in to help you cope with the trials and tribulations that you're dealing with, okay? That's for some of us, right? That's for a lot of us. Even if that's food, you know what I'm saying? Or a lot of times when we fast, we only fast from food and water, but nothing else. So that's another thing too. That's the difference between how often we choose to fast and how Yeshua really fasted. Like, he fasted from everything, right? And I feel like, so I'm hearing the divine even said all that to say, man, 10:55, this shit that we be forced to go through and overcome from people switching up on us or whatever the case may be, right? Certain decisions or the lack thereof. Man, when you be forced to go through that shit, like, with no closure, nothing like that, bro. Like, it's hard, but you do gain strength from it. And it's crazy because I want to say, unfortunately and fortunately, you do gain strength from it. Yes, you know. But the reminder, like, just imagine what it's like when you fast from the things that you shouldn't be indulging in anyway, you know, until certain other things are in line. So, of course, it's going to be more challenging. It's going to be more difficult to overcome. And, you know, you got to feel that, because even if somebody did something wrong to you, like, okay, let's use the example. You was dating someone. You was sexually intimate with this person and all. This person switch up on you. And they don't give you no clarity, whatever. And you're forced to go through that because you can only control yourself, can't control another person. But at the end of the day, you're not married to that person. You shouldn't have been fucking them in the first place. Okay? The way that things went, you know what I'm saying, on a romantic, you know, level, like, things should have been left at a certain place. You know, like maybe courting or whatever before anything else. And that more than likely would have lessened the blow from whatever pain or whatever that you're being forced to go through. So we got to consider that too. Unfortunately, yet fortunately, right? Yeah. However,
that person is acting like Satan, trying to bait you into certain behaviors, arguments, narratives, illusions. For their own selfish gain, you must treat that person as such in that moment and put that person far behind you. Get thee behind me, Satan. Okay, move forward and away from that energy and pray, fast, do your spiritual work, pray. You know what I'm saying? Go to God about it. Go to God about it and move away. Reject the devil and he will flee. So in that time when that devil has fled, it's like we have to be at peace with it and respect it. Like, I have to respect it. If that's the reality, right? If the reality is that you can't come around me, you know, we had to separate because there's some type of demonic energy attached to you at the time or at the moment. Or you're being used as a pawn against me. I just feel like it's only right for it's only right for me to move away from that. In the meantime, at least. Okay? In the meantime, in between time, or the whole damn time. To the end of time. Type shit. Hell. One of them. But yeah. That's all I have for this message. I did want to just pull some cards for clarity and see what come out. You got the Queen of Pentacles. And then you got the Five of Wands in the fucking reverse. Period. And the Six of Swords. Moving away from it. Moving away. We're moving away from situations where there's no love or you don't feel like there's any love there for you. Okay, like, move away, man. There's a reason for that. Especially if you are a divine angelic being. There is a reason for that, hunty. Okay? And when someone you love gets pulled into that orbit, like, it's very disappointing. It's very hard to, like, release them and let them go. You know what I'm saying? Like, Eight of Swords, yeah, Eight of Swords, Six of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. Like, yeah, it's like it's very mentally challenging, but it's more mentally challenging because you're holding on to the energy while demonic energy is tugging on them or holding on to them. The Empress and the Four of Cups, exactly. In order to maintain the garden, in order to maintain the harvest, and, you know, continue expanding, being prosperous and fertile, right? Enriching, nourishing. You have to reject the poison. You have to turn your back on these toxic groups, Three of Cups energy. People teaming up to work against you. Okay? You're over it. And the Empress energy is like, yeah, like you're over it because you literally are over it. That's peasant energy. That's peasant energy. You're supposed to be overseeing. Like, you're not supposed to be in the mix of that at all. Because if you are, what's going to happen? Or, you know, what is it that they desire to happen here with the Eight of fucking Wands? What do they desire to happen? Something to do with your finances. The
the Death card, and I seen it in my mind's eye before it even came out. They want you to stay attached to toxic situations, toxifying situations. Okay? Create health imbalances with the Queen of Pentacles and the Death card. A literal death, suicidal energy, some type of ending to your finances or this abundant energy. Even your angelic energy, the energy that sustains you, the energy that prospers you. Queen of Cups, Five of fucking Wands. Want to take you from the Queen of Cups energy to the Five of Cups, regrets, crying over spilled milk, stuck in the past. Okay, becoming a hermit within, like, and not even like that, but on some, I'm seeing Ebenezer Scrooge, and then you got the Three of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and the Four of Swords. Yeah, man, nah. They just want you to become some dried up prune, you know, oh, like heartbroken, bitter ass. Yeah. Eight of Cups energy, Three of Pentacles. This is what they was planning for you to be, juggled here. Okay. Ooh, I think you too heavy for that. Like, and I ain't like, no disrespect. Like, I mean it on some big energy, big heart, big energy, like big mama. We talking about the Empress. We're not just talking about a queen. We're not just look the Magician card, Four of Cups, Six of Cups, people from your past or a past life connection here with a King of Pentacles, or you got a Ten of Wands. Oh, excuse me. Five of Pentacles. Creating burdens, okay, with some type of past life connection here, past life love or something. Mm, Five of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. Like, okay, so that was definitely the main focus. Okay, bet. Like, and I feel like this is also talking about you leaving like burdensome ass energy. People teaming up, Three of Pentacles, like, and that's another thing too. Like, if you have some type of dreams, because for fucking damn sure, if you're dealing with somebody and they have enemies around them or people that's plotting to harm them and stuff like that, and you're connected to that person, so anything that will hurt that person will hurt you type shit, you're gonna have dreams and be able to see, like, especially if that person is blinded to it, like, spirit will show you just to give this person like a fighting chance, against like their secret enemies, so to speak. Okay. Ten of Pentacles. Like, what's up with this heavy focus on your finances, your stability, like your overall stability? Like, or some type of Ten of Pentacles offer and somebody's holding on tight to, because they're planning some type of balance or tempering a situation here. Or reapproach something with good tempered energy or something. Like, something about somebody's temper is significant. Okay, somebody could have significant fire placements, but there's something about a temper energy or somebody losing their temper, working on that, acknowledging that about themselves, working to heal it and improve it. Knight of Swords. Yeah, because another thing too is realizing how how desperately these people try to hold on like to that toxic energy, or hold on to like conflict, or dragging something along, you know, like just dragging something out. That's intentional. There are some energies that will intentionally drag something out, trying to feed from that line, bro. And it's like, you have to release it. You have to get away from it. You have to resist it. So it has no choice but to flee. And it's beyond the vessel that's being used. Like, it's about the energy. It's about whatever demon, entity, energy, you know, bad intention that somebody's trying to manifest for you. You have to resist the energy in totality. The toxicity, the demonic, you have to resist it, and it will flee. Meaning, whatever they try to manifest, if it was some type of betrayal, if it was some type of heartbreak, if it was something to do with a permanent, somebody trying to create a permanent ending, it cannot manifest if you resist it. It has to flee. It's not just about a person, it's about the energy that's inhabiting or cohabiting that person. If somebody has attached something onto somebody to be hurtful towards you, resist that person. Ultimately, resisting that demon, that entity, attachment, and it will flee. But in your resisting, in your moving forward, separating yourself, you must pray. Be prayerful at all times. Be prayerful minded. God gave us the literal example through Yeshua. Even down to your last fucking hope, which would be total, like, just total annihilation. Being nailed to a cross? And you're innocent. Not only are you innocent, you've healed strangers. What? You got the Eight of Cups, Justice, King of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. That's the resurrection energy. Oh, you thought. There's something about these people felt like there's something about you being in horrible shape because of what some bullies that don't even personally know you, because of what some bullies have done to you. These people fiending to see you in a horrible shape, because every other time it grinds their fucking gears to see you or to see your impact on somebody else, to see them shining, glowing in a certain type of way because of you, to see you glowing, shining some type of way because of God. I'm telling you, man, these people hoping, praying, willing to put their own hands in it, willing to collect blood on their own hands, just to see you in a horrible shape, bro. Just to see you looking busted and disgusted. Just to see all that authority, all that power, all that ambition, all that strength, all that discernment and intuition, all that spiritual wisdom and enlightenment, to see it go to waste so they can feel better about themselves, and then sit there and imitate everything about you that they envy but they admire. Try to take it on like it's them. Bitch, you're not me. 1111. The fuck? Confirmation. You are not. You will never be me. Moving in demonic energy. The High Priestess card in my hand right now. Fuck you mean? Who the fuck are y'all? Who the fuck are you? The fuck? No demon. No demon. Nor his many vessels, faces, vehicles. No demon can take my blessings from me. The fuck? Because make it make sense. You can't even get cleared to gain access to where my blessings are kept. You done lost your motherfucking mind. Somebody just knew. Oh, they could seduce some shit into. Hell nah, best believe if it's my blessing, bitch. Understand. You're not dealing with no regular dude. You're not dealing with no regular dude. Period. I don't care what it appeared to seem like. I don't care if it seemed like that's your seduction, your magic, whatever, your manipulation. I don't care if it seems like it's working. It's kind of like Satan touching everything about Job's life, but he couldn't kill him. That final, that that permanent ending, that permanent shift, they can't follow through with it. They can't manifest it. Damn. Oh, if we could just keep them worried, we could keep them anxious, and we could keep them focused, confused, distracted. Oh, only if. No. You never stay there too long. Why? Because you consume God. You consume the Most High God. Yeshua. The Word of God more than anything in this motherfucking world. That's why. That's why. Queen of Wands. Powerful. Very powerful. Radiating from the inside out. You have the Son of God within you. Literally. Your solar plexus is popping. Sparks flying. Everywhere you go. Sparks flying. Sparks flying. Sparks fly. And people watch what you do with your willpower. Sparks fly. Sparks fly. High Priestess, 4 Wands. Your self-control, your self-discipline with your will, what you will yourself to do. Your strong will, the sense about you being strong-willed, is being admired. It's being seen as attractive. Very attractive.